Yep, and he's heading back to the Super Bowl for the 4th time in 5 years.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to this channel and you would like to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell so you're notified every time I come out with brand new content. And also, leave me a comment. I'll definitely respond to you guys. And please, like this video. So let's try to get this video over 200 likes, y'all. Well, Raider Nation, as you guys might have heard, the Los Angeles Chargers have signed Jim Harbaugh. And the Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl. And people are already saying that the Raiders have the worst coach in the division. That we are going to be the worst team once again when next year starts. You know, a lot of people, even in Raider Nation, are doubting the hire just because the Chargers went and made a big splash and got themselves Jim Harbaugh. Yes, I know they're going to be a hell of a lot better now that they have a real coach. And, you know, they have a great quarterback in Justin Herbert, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Guys, you know, they're headed back to the Super Bowl. I believe that they have the best quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, not just in the division, but in the whole NFL. And when it comes to the Broncos, you know, they have a Super Bowl winning head coach in Sean Payton, and right now they hold the 12th overall pick. They're one spot ahead of us when it comes to the draft, and it's rumored that they'll be looking for a quarterback. And they're more than likely either going to release Russell Wilson. That's if they can't find a trade partner. Like I mentioned in my last video, that, you know, the Raiders were named a landing spot. But that's a name I definitely want to stay away from, guys. But honestly, Raider Nation, we have nothing to worry about. If anything, we should be excited, motivated for next year. Antonio Pierce has already beat 2 of the 3 coaches in the division. You know, he went to Arrowhead and he beat him on Christmas Day. And the Chiefs haven't lost since Christmas Day. So, you know, some people even want to say, hey, the Raiders got lucky and we just happened to beat them at the right time. Hell no, guys. That was the real Raider way. We beat the crap out of Mahomes. If you have noticed, you know, during these playoffs, Mahomes has had his way with the opposing defenses. You know, the defenses haven't played Mahomes like the Raiders have. You know, yes, I know the Ravens and the Bills, they were going at it with the Chiefs players, but one player that they weren't going after was Patrick Mahomes. You know, they were antagonizing Travis Kelce and the other players, but no one really got on Patrick Mahomes' ass, and that's exactly something that Max Crosby does. You know, the rest of the league doesn't have a Max Crosby. You know, and that's exactly why I'm so confident in our defense, specifically because of Max Crosby. Antonio Pierce said in his presser that he wants everybody to play like Max Crosby. He wants everybody in the staff to have the Max Crosby effort. You know, and that speaks volumes on the character, on the type of person and the leadership Max Crosby brings to the Raiders. And you know, like I was saying earlier, guys, he has Mahomes' number. He's Mahomes' kryptonite. Even in that Netflix special, Mahomes said that the worst player he hates to go against is a Max Crosby. And yes, I know that was the first time in a long time since the COVID year that we were able to beat, you know, Patrick Mahomes. So was last year an anomaly? Well, I like to think it wasn't, guys. And that's why we're bringing in back Antonio Pierce. You know, I believe that game in Kansas City really made a statement on why we brought back Antonio Pierce to be the head coach of this team. You know, Antonio Pierce is named the head coach officially now. And I believe he's going to even have a more grasp on this team than he did in the previous year. You could tell just in his presser how confident he is. So like I'm saying, guys, I really feel confident when it comes to playing against the Chiefs. Now, you give me a good offensive coordinator and a good quarterback in the draft, and I believe we're ready to compete against them in the division. You know, when it comes to the Chargers, you know, Jim Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes. He won at Stanford. He won at Michigan. Shoot, he even won with the San Francisco 49ers, taking them to 3 straight NFC championship games. He never won the Super Bowl, but hey, he did take the Niners there in his second year, guys. So, this team is going to be definitely better. The Chargers. We can't deny how much talent they have on that team. A lot of it thanks to Tom Telesco, the new Raiders GM, who I believe will bring in just as much talented players, or if not more, to this Raiders team. And when it comes to the Broncos, you can't take the Broncos lightly. Yes, I know we have beat them 8 straight times. 4 straight years, the Broncos haven't been able to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. But you can't take them lightly. As the year went on last year, Sean Payton got better. And like I said, who says they don't have, the guts to move up in the draft and get a guy like Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels? They're just in need of a quarterback just as much as the Raiders are. Who says they don't go out and get a quarterback? Like I said, they have a great defense. They believe that they have enough weapons on the offense that, hey, we go get a top-notch quarterback and they're ready to rock. So you can't take any of these teams lightly going forward. I believe the AFC West is the best division hands down. We definitely have the best coaches with the best resume. And that's why right now I feel like, hey, these coaches have a better resume than Antonio Pierce. So of course he's going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. But all he can do now is win, baby. He already beat Andy Reid in his home. He already beat the Chargers. He put the most points scored in franchise history on the Chargers. Yes, I know it wasn't against Jim Harbaugh. It was against their coach Brandon Staley at the time. But hey, you can't just sweep that under the rug. Just a few weeks ago, all of Raider Nation and the whole NFL world was clamoring for the Raiders to keep Antonio Pierce and how well we were headed in the right direction with this guy. And all of a sudden, the narrative has changed now because, the Chargers went ahead and got Jim Harbaugh. Now, we can't deny how great they're going to be, but you can't take the Raiders for granted either. Our defense was top 10 in the league. Once Antonio Pierce came in as the interim head coach, our defense took off. We allowed the least amount of points in the 10 weeks that he was the head coach. We were tied for third with the third most sacks in the league. This guy knows defense. He knows ball, guys. He's a great leader of men. And that's why he was able to galvanize these Raiders and get them to a level that McDaniels wasn't. Not because he knows the X's and O's more than McDaniels, but because he knows how to lead men. He knows how to get a group of men and point them in the right direction. And they all followed him. And that's exactly why I believe in Antonio Pierce. I think Jim Harbaugh hasn't been in the league for over 9 years. It's going to take him a season or two to get back in the swing of things. As far as Sean Payton, I would like to think he's overrated. Other than that Super Bowl, he hasn't done crap. He had Drew Brees for 10 years, and he was only able to go to 1 Super Bowl, guys. And as far as Andy Reid, hats off to him. I believe he's the best coach in the NFL right now. You can't take nothing away from that guy. The Chiefs have the best quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, even without top weapons. They're out of Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. So like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from the Chiefs. But as far as the rest of the division, hell no. You better put some respect on Antonio Pierce and on the Raiders' name. So that does it for this video, guys. Let me know how you feel about all the slander the Raiders are getting now that Jim Harbaugh has entered the division, and how the Kansas City Chiefs are headed back to their Super Bowl. And until next time, Raider Nation, peace.